a little something interesting that I came across today. And it was just like, this is uh this is some stuff I didn't know about. There's more in this 2-minute video than a lot of people realize. And I think it's worth taking a mention. Especially with Hegseth. Wow. The dude's a frickin' fighter. And I respect the hell out of him. He's in there. He's in the he's in the fight, even if he's not overseas with the guys. He's not in the trenches with the guys. He's in the political trenches. He's constantly in there fighting for it. So let's take a look at this because it's got some interesting things that a few people may not have realized.
Our great republic was founded on a simple yet bold idea. Our rights as citizens are not granted to us by government, but instead by God. 250 years ago, the Revolutionary War was fought to secure our God-given rights. The Second Amendment to our Constitution enshrines the right of all citizens to carry weapons to protect themselves, their families, and their fellow countrymen. The War Department's uniformed service members are trained at the highest and unwavering standards.
Listen to what he said there. Highest standards. So this isn't like, Johnny over there decided he wanted to go out and grab a pistol. He's, or some frickin' crackhead wants to go grab a gun. This is our military we're talking about. So, calm down. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing a lot more than a lot of us know what we're doing with them. So I trust it 100%.
These warfighters, entrusted with the safety of our nation, are no less entitled to exercise their God-given right to keep and bear arms than any other American. Our warfighters defend the right of others to carry. They should be able to carry themselves. Recent events like what happened at Fort Stewart, Holloman Air Force Base, or Pensacola Naval Air Station have made clear that some threats are closer to home than we would like. In these instances, minutes are a lifetime, and our service members have the courage and training to make those precious short minutes count.
See what he's doing here? So, basically, if you'll hear in a minute in the video as well, you'll hear the fact that on a base, not everybody's carrying a weapon. Not every soldier is carrying a weapon. It's mostly, military police and training exercises. And that's about it. The rest of it's just dudes walking around. So, by the time you get a shooter, a mile down base in the police or military police or, 2 miles up the base, what can happen in 3 minutes is golden. So this is like extra level of protection that I always assumed we had. I mean, maybe some of you out there be like, "Oh, I knew this." Well, I wasn't quite sure. It was just kind of. I think a lot of people just think of it as a for granted situation. It's not like that.
Before today, it was virtually impossible. Most people probably don't know this. It was virtually impossible for War Department personnel to get permission to carry and store their own personal weapons aligned with the state laws where we operate our installations. I mean, effectively, our bases across the country were gun-free zones. Unless you're training or unless you are a military policeman, you couldn't bring your own firearm for your own personal protection onto post.
It's crazy.
Well, that's no longer. The memo I'm signing today directs installation commanders to allow requests for personal protection to carry a privately owned firearm.
It's like an executive order
from
the War Department
for personal protection. If a request is for some reason denied, the reason for that denial will be in writing and will explain in detail the basis for that direction. Again, the presumption is service members will be able to have their Second Amendment right on post.
Fuck yeah.
Not all enemies are foreign, nor are they all outside our borders. Some are domestic. Confirming your God-given right to self-protection is what I'm signing into action today, and I'm proud to do so.
It's just something I always assumed. there you go. It's not like, this big, huge event, president signing an executive order, but it is a very important event because a lot of us don't realize that, how it is on a military base isn't like, they want to portray it like, it's 1,000 dudes with 1,000 guns, armed, ready, looking around to shoot something. It's not that way. There's other business going on inside that military base. It's not like you want to hear about the protesters complaining. They're little spit spats. um, it just amazes me that they didn't have the right to actually carry their own firearm with them. So now they've done their own firearm, and that protects the government because that's their personal firearm. So if someone does get a little stupid, and crazy in the head, or who knows, they're responsible for their own actions if they take out something incorrectly of what they were supposed to be doing with that weapon. So yeah, I'm 100% for this, and I think it should have been done centuries ago, a century ago. It's not something we think about every day, but they're out here protecting our rights, and they didn't have any rights. It's like, wow. Very amazing situation there. So I'm pretty impressed here, and I think he's making the right call for us and for our troops. So definitely go Hegseth. Anyway, I'll be pulling out some more videos here shortly again for you. It's been kind of hard lately trying to get these together because I don't want to just pop out the same video over and over and over of what someone else is doing. You've seen it all, so why would you even want to watch that? So I'm trying to find something that's interesting to me, and hopefully it's interesting to you. You can check out the other videos, see what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. You know the drill. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.